Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. Hope everyone is doing well. This week's episode, I want to talk about potentially a Cybertruck killer, or is it? Fisker. So, Fisker have been around, or I think that's how you say it. It's been around for probably not too long actually. It's one of the relatively new leaders in, I say leaders. It's one of the newer members of the startup car manufacturers, really, and they've announced a few cars. They've announced, a saloon car, and they've announced an SUV or a crossover called Ocean. There's various specs for this. One being the Californian, and another one which has just been released called the Force E. And the Force E is more kind of rugged, and apparently it's aimed more towards, I suppose, the fire departments, police, all that sort of stuff. And it's got quite a rugged look. I'll put some pictures on here as well. But it got me thinking is that, again, like Cybertruck, which those that watch this channel know that I put my $100 down or £100 down. Whether this could be the kind of the Cybertruck killer. Now, obviously, we've got the Rivian, which looks probably the nearest competitor to the Cybertruck, and Fisker looks like a really nice looking SUV or 4x4. And it got me thinking whether this would this beat the Cybertruck out, or would it indeed beat it full stop? There's lots of things to consider, and just looking through the specs, and I'm going to consult a notepad. I have actually written notes on this. So some of the specs, deliveries are meant to start in 2022, with average price of about $38,000 US, 250 to 300 mile range. 4-wheel drive, and 300 horsepower. Although that really makes a difference in an EV, to be honest. 0-60 in 3 seconds, so still very quick. And like I said, there's a California mode and a Force E mode. Now, looking at the California mode, it looks like your standard SUV. Complete comparison to something like the Cybertruck, which personally I didn't like when I first saw it, but really liked it after a little while. I like the look of the Fisker. It looks really nice. It does look like a typical SUV, unfortunately. So likelihood that will come out looking like that or very similar to it. The downside is that Fisker so far have not released a car. They've shown a car at a lot of trade shows and things like that, but they're still yet to release their first car. Now, their first car, the Saloon, is meant to be released at the end of 2020. We'll see how that goes with obviously the current situation. But it'd be interesting to see if that comes out and it goes well. If then they start production of the Ocean and the Force E, how well that will go and how quickly that will go out. There's things to take into account. Fisker, again, like Tesla were some time ago, are a relatively new company. And they don't have the infrastructure that Tesla do. So Tesla, like I've stated before, and many people stated before, they've created the infrastructure alongside the car. So when you drive the car, you can go to their Tesla superchargers and infrastructure. There's no real word yet if Fisker are planning anything similar, although I would have thought if they were going to, they would have been sort of shouting about this a bit more at the moment. But it's interesting, every single SUV or 4x4 now is being compared to a potential Cybertruck killer. Not sure why we need to have that competition with Tesla. The fact that Tesla are producing cars and are, completely kind of shutting up the naysayers and things like that to a larger degree. The Cybertruck likely will have changes when it comes out. I hope not too many because, like I said, I actually quite like it now. The Fisker one, very normal looking, very sleek looking, nice car, and the interior is really nice. The exterior looks quite cool. If you put the 4C package on it, it looks quite crazy as well. So maybe it's got a chance of competing. And with $38,000 US, it's comparable to the low end model of the Cybertruck. But I don't know. Fisker to me at the moment is unproven, as Tesla was. So there's a potential for this to fall on its face. Obviously, time will tell. Tesla, people thought Tesla would fall on its face, and still do, to be honest. But they've got a proven track record now of their cars coming out and of being of a decent quality. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out and whether this will become at least a comparable option to the Rivian and the Cybertruck, and potentially other stuff that comes out. I'm sure Ford are probably working on something similar. If nothing else, these sort of cars will sell in the bucket load in America. America is largely geared towards like SUVs and 4x4s and things like that. The sales of those are crazy in the United States, and let's hope that this kind of goes towards that. Any new EV is great. You don't have to be a Tesla killer or a Cybertruck killer. Just make a really good platform that you can create multiple cars on. Similar to Rivian. Rivian creates a platform and they create different various models on top of that. And I think that's definitely the way to go. Anyway, I mean, what do you think? Has anyone out there, first of all, seen one of these at the trade show in real life? That would be interesting to know. I'll be interested to know your thoughts if you have done that. But looking at the pictures and the videos and stuff like that, all the promotional stuff that Fisker have on their website seems really good, and it does look like a nice car. I just want to see some of these cars from these new manufacturers out and in the wild, because more often than not, either they change design and they become a really boring car, or they don't come out at all in some cases. So let's hope Fisker come out and they release one of their first car, and then that leads on to maybe this Ocean, and then the 4C, and becomes a global product, because that can only be a good thing. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the design? Does it look good to you? What would you compare this with, Cybertruck or Rivian or the Fisker? So that's another good question, and maybe a future episode, between the three, do a little bit of a comparison of what we know so far anyway. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate all my patrons as always. Thank you very much for the support of the channel. Hope everyone's keeping well and safe, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye bye.